Mango harvesting is a crucial step in ensuring your fruit meets market standards and fetches the best prices. Harvesting isn't just about picking fruit from a tree and delivering to the buyer. It's about doing it the right and best way. Following the best practices in harvesting mangoes minimizes any chances that your fruits will be rejected by a buyer. In this video, we'll show practical, easy-to-follow steps to make sure every mango you harvest meets the highest standards. It's important to understand the difference between maturity and ripeness. Mature mangoes are fully developed but may still be green and firm. Ripe mangoes, on the other hand, are soft, sweet, and ready to eat. For processing, mangoes must be harvested at the green mature stage to withstand transport and ensure the best quality during processing. Overripe mangoes compromise quality and usability. The first step is to determine if your mangoes are mature. This varies by variety, but here are the key indicators.
Each variety is unique, so usually you go by size. That's the first one. The second one, if you go in a mango field, the color, each variety has its own color. So the change in color usually is an indication of maturity of the fruit. You also look at the shape of the fruit. I think most of the times if you have a fruit with raised shoulders, but by shoulders I mean where you have the panicle attaching to the fruit, that upper part of the fruit, you have raised shoulders. That's when you see that you're able to know that fruit is mature or not. If it's pointed towards the attachment point, it's usually an immature fruit. The other method we use is you need to cut the fruit. We have a color chart which reads, I think the maximum reading on the color chart is 0.5, 0.6. So the middle, for you to know that the fruit is physiologically mature, you have to harvest when it is at 0.25 to 0.30. So basically in a layman's language, when you cut a fruit, you have to see the yellowness inside the mango.
Mangoes typically mature 150 days or 5 months after flowering. Keeping records of flowering dates will help you plan your harvest. Additionally, you can measure Brix values. Brix indicates sugar levels and maturity. Higher Brix values mean the mangoes are ready for processing. Preparation is key for efficient harvesting. Here's what you need to do. 1. Gather harvesting crates. Transport enough crates to the orchard to match the expected yield. Ensure they are clean, sturdy, and free from debris to prevent fruit contamination. 2. Organize the workforce. Based on the expected yield per hectare, estimate the number of workers required. Brief the team on proper handling techniques and assign roles. When harvesting mangoes, 1. Cut the stem. Cut the stem 3 to 4 centimeters above the fruit. This prevents latex from oozing directly onto the fruit surface, which can cause stains. 2. Avoid dropping. Never shake branches or drop mangoes onto the ground. This causes bruising and lowers fruit quality. 3. Latex drainage. Place harvested mangoes gently on grass under the shade of the tree. Ensure they rest stem side down for 30 minutes to allow latex to drain away without staining the fruit. 4. Shade placement. Always position mangoes in shaded areas to avoid sunburn. Ensure the grass is clean and dry to prevent contamination. Selective harvesting is essential. Revisit your orchard multiple times during the season to collect mangoes at their peak maturity, ensuring consistent quality in every batch. Sort your mangoes carefully to maintain quality. Tiny or underdeveloped mangoes should be excluded as they are unsuitable for processing or fresh markets.
If the fruit is too small, it's not good for us to take it to the factory because the recoveries are too low. You waste a lot of labor, so we don't take the tiny fruits. Also, there are cases whereby you end up with fruit which is already ripened on a tree. If you put a ripened fruit together with just another mature fruit in the same bin, the cases of losing that ripe fruit are very high. So you segregate at the point of harvesting. You make sure that the ripe fruit is put in a separate crate, and then it also goes into a separate bin on a truck.
After sorting, handle your mangoes with care during transport. Load crates properly. Arrange mangoes in crates without overfilling to prevent bruising. Ensure each crate is stacked securely to avoid tipping during transport. Always use a covered tractor or truck to protect the mangoes from direct sunlight and heat. Minimize transit time. Transport mangoes quickly to processing facilities to maintain freshness and quality. Orchard management is just as important as the harvest itself. Trees are pruned to keep them short, making the fruit easier to access and reducing the risk of damage during harvesting.
For you to have good access to the tree, it also goes back to what management practices you do to that particular tree. For example, if you don't prune your trees, you end up with very tall trees. When it is harvest time, you have problems in climbing a tree, and then maybe we've seen people shaking branches, so you have lots of mechanical damage on the fruit. So it's really important that you plucking the mangoes with your hands while standing on the ground. So you can only do that when you do the right things to the tree. And above all else, I think the major thing is keeping the trees short so that you can be able to reach every fruit by hand.
By following these methods, we ensure our mangoes meet the highest standards, whether they are destined for fresh markets or drying facilities.
Yeah, so it's very important that when you harvest mangoes, you follow good harvesting procedures, because if you just harvest everything, you lose out. You can lose quite a lot.
And so the journey continues from the orchard to the world. The art of harvesting mangoes is a delicate balance of skill, patience, and respect for nature.